Good morning, students. This is A. Manoj Kumar, working in Oxford High School, Pugunduru. We have been discussing about forest using and protecting. So, in this session, I will explain you the importance of tribal people existence regarding that issue. Now, I will explain you. Already up to now, what we discussed, tribal people neglected by the government. That's why, so one thing, even the British government, they collected wood and everything. This is laid for the purpose of shipbuilding, for the purpose of roads. Such a way they used it. Then tribal people also neglected by the different governments ruled in India. Then afterwards, whenever we got independence, the government realized the importance of tribal people. If we do not take the help of the tribal people or village communities who are residing very near to the forest, without taking their help, it is not possible to protect the forest. Such a way they realized. Who realized? Governments realized. Then they made some policies. For example, 1988 they made forest policy. Okay, such a way that policy will that means that policy helped the government a lot. Okay, na? Regarding that, so complete clarity I will give. Then by 1988, the government realized that the development of tribal people could not be thought of without giving them any rights over forest. For example, if government give the rights on forest area to tribal people, by that time only they will be survived. Who will be survived? Tribal people rights will be survived. They will live very happily. They neglected up to now. Okay, then the government, it is the time come to give the rights to tribal people over forests. Okay, they understood that. They means government understood that the protection of forests was impossible without the active role of tribals, isn't it or not? Who are protecting the forest, even though they are collecting some forest produces. Okay, but finally they are protecting the forest, regenerating the trees, regenerating the animals. Who? Tribal people. Suppose then the business persons, commercial people, they are going destroying the forest. They are not thinking about regeneration of forest, degraded forest. They are not concentrating about regenerating the animals which are living in the forest area. But who are taking care everything? Forest people. Okay, na? So, whose active role is very important here? Commercial people or forest people? Yes, forest people or village communities who are living adjacent to forest area. Okay, na? Then the National Forest Policy, very important. The National Forest Policy 1988 declared that the primary task should be associate the tribal people in the protection, regeneration and development of forests. Especially National Forest Policy 1988 concentrated on protection of the forest, regeneration of the forest and development of forest. On those three issues, this National Forest Policy concentrated. It also wanted to provide gainful employment to the people living in and around the forest. If the government provides gainful employment to tribal people or the people who are living adjacent to the forest area, automatically they will take care the forest area. Okay, na? Then they get some work in the forest area. They surely sell forest produce outside. They collect forest produce in the forest area. They sell it in the outside. For example, wood, forest produce, whatever it may be, everything they will sell it outside, and a little bit amount they will collect. They will surely protect the forests. Okay. The government sought to involve village communities living close to the forest. Just now, up to now, I stressed about village communities. Village communities, for example, in the forest area, generally tribal people, within the small houses they will build and they will live. Suppose your village is very next to forest area, then your village generally called as village communities. That means some family members are residing very near to the forest area. Those people also completely depending upon the forest produce and everything. Okay, na? Isn't it or not? So that it is the time to came, the government should allow them, okay, to collect a little bit produce and to protect the forest. Okay, na? The government who, okay, the government allowed to village communities. Okay, without their help, without tribal people help, it is not possible to protect, okay, this forest area, isn't it or not? Then this was the beginning for an active cooperation between the forest or village communities and forest department for the revival and restoration and development of degraded forest. Very, very important. Forest department is very important. Forest, okay, now tribal people or village communities, these, okay, collective collaboration very, very important for the purpose of revival, restoration and development of degraded forest. Degraded forest means neglected forest. Suppose, so earlier governments cut the forest area, okay, then everything is deserted, that area is deserted, isn't it or not? Okay, na? Then now government should take care, should plant the trees in that area, give the priority to that area, okay, to grow many plants. Okay, then so here what we understood here, both department, forest department, as well as village communities, as well as tribal people, these three collaboration is very important. Why? To revive, restoration and development of degraded forest. That's why they made a new policy, that is nothing but a 1988 joint forest policy. Okay, na? So see, thus a new policy was put into practice in 1988, which led to the joint forest management. This policy, okay, na, this forest policy in 1988 led to the joint forest management. Okay, na? Then afterwards, joint forest management also established by the government. It actually meant that the forest department and local communities will collaborate and regenerating the degraded forest, planting trees. Forest management, joint forest management main aim is, with the collaboration and contribution of, okay, tribal people as well as village communities as well as forest department, regenerating degraded forest as well as planting trees. Okay, now when it is possible with all these three members, okay, cooperation very, very important to regenerating or planting trees in that area. Understood, I think so. Then the communities were allowed to use to cut the grass in the forest area as well as okay, to collect forest produce. That to be very little forest produce, they have to collect it. Okay, na? Already government imposed some guidelines to tribal people as well as village communities in this regard. Okay, in AP, Andhra Pradesh government also, okay, then they changed this name. So they given one name, that is Community Forest Management, CFM. CFM. So they given Joint Forest Management. Andhra Pradesh government given to it, what is that? CFM, Community Forest Management. That means community people, tribal people cooperation along with the forest department is very important in the purpose of regenerating and restoration of the forest. Okay, na? Andhra Pradesh government also concentrated on this issue, on that policy. So they given which name? CFM, Community Forest Management. Especially in this period, another big thing happened. That is nothing but few, okay, centuries established in India. During the same time, several tiger sanctuaries were established in the forest to protect the wildlife. Wildlife protection also very, very important, isn't it or not? Somebody going and killing the, okay, these forest animals. So that government also made some, okay, now that means they established some sanctuaries to protect these wildlife. Okay, na? Now I'm going to explain Forest Rights Act 2006. Forest Rights Act 2006, up to now what we discussed. So these tribal people and forest communities neglected by the different governments. Finally, 1988, okay, then Forest Management Act made. Okay, na? Then Forest Rights Act 2006 made primarily to protect the tribal people and village community rights. Without their help, it is not possible to forest department to protect these forests. Okay, na? Then see, the tribal people had been protecting and fighting against these processes. So, from ages onwards, from nearly 200 years onwards, these tribal people as well as village communities are protecting over their rights. Okay, na? So we are up to now we are neglecting. We want rights over the lands, like that they are protesting. Some non-governmental organizations also given, okay, some kind of then protection to them. Some kind of protection in the sense, then some kind of support to them. Non-governmental organizations. That means governments are neglecting, but these people, some non-governmental organizations supporting these people. Their cause was taken up by the many non-governmental agencies, which built up a national campaign for tribal rights over forests. Why non-governmental organizations are fighting, giving support to tribal people? They also recognized up to now these people are neglected, forests are degrading, so that it is the right time to give the rights to tribal people over forests, to protect the rights of the tribal people. These non-governmental organizations all over the people of India, they believe these tribal people are protecting for their fair rights. Okay, na? But governments are altogether neglecting. Then the Parliament passed the Forest Rights Act 2006. Okay, 2006 finally Parliament made the Forest Rights Act in the year of 2006. Remember this year. During the past, just now I told you, 200 years, injustice had been done to tribal people and others by denying them traditional rights over the forest. That means from their ancestors, they have been living in the forest, their rights neglected, their rights denied by the governments. They don't have any kind of rights over the lands. That's why, okay, now these people are conceived by different governments, conceived by different business persons. Conceived means, okay, na, suffered by, neglected by. Okay, and then the act gave three main reasons for passing the new law. Finally, this act explains firstly that to conserve the forest, that is the primary motto of this act. Which act? Forest Rights Act 2006, ensuring livelihood and food security to forest dwellers. Forest dwellers means who are living in the forest area. Those people are called forest dwellers. Okay, now first thing is, first motto of this act is to conserve the forest, ensuring the livelihood and food security to forest dwellers. Secondly, the forest rights on ancestral lands. So, though, okay, their fathers, forefathers onwards, they have been protecting the forest. They have been doing Podu agriculture in that forest. Okay, now then they need rights over those lands. Thirdly, it has become necessary to address the long-standing insecurity of land rights and access rights over the forest dwellers. Okay, up to now they don't have any kinds of rights. If the government provide the rights based on this Forest Act, automatically their lives will be changed. Then forests will be protected. Okay, now then everything will be done, isn't it or not? So at times, sometimes, then the government taking the lands in the forest area for constructing the dams. By that time, these people are relocating, isn't it or not? Then by that time, they are losing everything. So that government should protect them in this regard also. Okay, the act confers on forest dwellers and other traditional users of forest and also title to land they use. Automatically, this act stress the surely rights over the lands should be given to tribal people. Such a way they made. So, if implemented properly, who will be benefited? Tribal people and forest communities benefited. At the same time, who will be benefited? forest department also benefited, isn't it or not? Everybody benefited. Then, some extent, the Forest Act should be useful, but somebody feeling, okay, now this based on this Forest Act, somebody, that means some commercial people will deforest do the deforestation. Okay, now they done excessively cut the forest. Okay, they who, especially business people or commercial people. But finally, what we'll say, this kind of act surely will help them protecting their lives and their livelihood. Whose lives and livelihoods? Tribal people lives and livelihood. Okay, na? So that this act should be implemented proper manner, their lives will be surely, okay, na, developed, and their way of lifestyle also changed. Nowadays, governments also, okay, then encouraging the forest people to come out and do the impart the studies and get the jobs, like that they are encouraging by the governments. This is all great signs. At the same time, government should give priority to the tribal people ages onwards. They are depending upon those forests. Okay, now then, so their livelihood depends upon these forests. Okay, in this session, what I explained you, especially the tribal people rights access over the forest area, that I explained you. Okay, then national forest policy regarding that I also explained you. Okay, then afterwards, what I explained you, Forest Rights Act 2006, that also I explained you. So we completed this fifth lesson. Then okay, now do one thing, take the notebook, then note down important points. In the next session, I will start the new chapter. Okay, now thank you very much.